students, today we are going to start with the first topic of grade 9 book that talks about the last sermon of Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Okay, in this we will learn about his last sermon that he had delivered, the Hajj that he had performed, and we'll talk about a brief introduction has been given about his early life and his migration. So it covers many different aspects of his life, but the main focus is on the last sermon. And what are the teachings that have been given to us by Hazrat Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, the teachings. We'll start, this chapter has been begin with his early life when he was born and his early life and why, the reason why he migrated and where he migrated. So let's begin with the reading of the chapter. Our Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is the last of prophets. Holy Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was born in 571 AD. So let's note down the key elements. He was born in 571 AD at Makkah in Saudi Arabia in a respected Quraysh family. So his family name was Quraysh and he was born in Makkah in Saudi Arabia. The Quraysh used to worship idols and did not believe in one God. Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam asked the Quraysh not to worship their false gods. He told them that he was the Prophet of Allah and asked them to accept Islam and to worship the one and only true God. Okay, so basically asked his family not to preach or not to follow their false gods, and believe in one God. Okay, most of them refused to accept Islam. They thought that he was against their God and their ancestors. They opposed this new faith so much that the Prophet ﷺ had to ask the believers to migrate to Yathrib, a city 320 kilometers, 200 miles north of Makkah. So now he migrated to Yathrib. That was 320 kilometers to the north of Makkah. And he took his believers with him. But with time, as many people started accepting his message and converting to Islam, the Quraysh became more aggressive and started making attempts on his life. Hence, when Prophet ﷺ got positive signals from Yathrib, he also decided to immigrate there. After 8 days' journey, he reached the outskirts of Yathrib on 28th June 622, but he did not enter the city directly. He stopped at a place called Quba, a place some miles from the main city, and built a mosque there. So he stopped at Quba for a few hours, and then he built a small mosque there at that place. On 2nd July 622, Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam entered the city. This event is known as Hijrah and marks the beginning of the Islamic calendar. So from here you can figure it out that after the Hijrat, the Islamic calendar begins. Yathrib was soon named Madinatul Nabi, literally city of prophets, but Nabi was soon dropped and its name became Medina, meaning the city. So this is how Yathrib got his name, Medina. At the time of arrival of Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam in Medina, the city had 4 broad groups of people. They were the Muslims, including those who were from Medina and those who had immigrated from Makkah. Then there were hypocrites, that is, those who embraced Islam in the name only, but actually they were against it. Additionally, there were the people from Aus and Khazraj, who were still pagans but were likely to accept Islam. Finally, there were Jews who were huge in numbers and formed an important community there. So there were 4 groups of people there. So this is the important information, that is Muslims. Then they have pagans, hypocrites, and Jews. In order to ensure that all these people live peacefully with each other, Prophet Muhammad ﷺ invited the leading personalities of all the communities to discuss this matter. He wanted the different groups to reach a formal agreement for harmony among the communities and for the security of the city of Medina. He succeeded in drawing up the Constitution of Medina, also known as Charter of Medina. Okay, so what is Charter? Basically, the written documentation among all the leaders of the community that were living there. They agreed on some points just for the security of the Medina, through which a kind of understanding was developed among all the communities living in Medina. It mentioned the rights and duties of the Muslim and the Jews of Medina, gave freedom of religion, and prohibited any alliance with the outside enemy. It also declared that any dispute would be referred to Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, or carried out social and religious reforms and administrative development that further consolidated the Islamic community in Medina. In the year 10th AH, Prophet Muhammad ﷺ undertook his farewell pilgrimage to Makkah. This farewell pilgrimage is one of the most significant historical events for the Muslim. So now, in this paragraph, you'll find out the basic theme or the basic idea of this chapter. His farewell pilgrimage. For it was the first and the last pilgrimage made by Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, as well as an occasion when he taught Muslims how to perform the Hajj. Moreover, it was during this Hajj that he delivered his last sermon in the Urana valley of Mount Arafat on the 9th of Dhul Hajj, 10th AH, 6 March 632. There were countless Muslim presents with the Prophet ﷺ during his pilgrimage, when he delivered his last sermon. Okay. Delivering his last sermon, Prophet Muhammad ﷺ first of all praised and thanked Allah, and then said, "O people, lend me an attentive ear, for I know not whether after this year I shall ever be amongst you again. Therefore listen to what I am saying to you very carefully, and take these words to those who could not be present here today." So now you can see from here onwards the words of his sermon had begun actually. And over here, when you'll read further, only one more page is left. When you'll read further, you'll figure it out that what were the teachings given to us by Prophet Muhammad. Is actually present over here in his sermon, and we as a Muslim should always practice this in our daily lives. It talks about the common beliefs of all the Muslims, and it has represented all the the problems that you carried right now in your life. There is a solution. The solution is there in his sermon, so you can go through this page on your own and figure it out that what were the teachings involved and what were the teachings that was actually presented by Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Thank you.